What is going on, guys? B2B FIFA here, and welcome to episode 12 of the Academy Project. Today, as always, or not always, but as most times, we begin by doing a little bit of training. So we decided we were going to train Thomas. We're also going to train Shaw, Martin, and I decided here that I'm going to train, I believe, Yalman. Yes, Yalman is who I train. And here, I actually go in and I train Cooper. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, or maybe you saw it in the last episode, but we actually signed a backup goalkeeper. McNeil is his name. He is just as good, if not better, than Cooper. Now here, we get an offer for Crin. I'm like, get that ish out of here. I ain't selling Crin. Not after what he's doing for us. I mean, he's actually performing now. He's doing really well. And over here, Aldred wants some extra money, and I'm like, you're a real player, dude. Get the heck out of here with that nonsense. And I go ahead and I transfer list him because now we have that left back that can play center back. Yamil Matt, I go ahead and counter it because it's really low. He's worth 275. They're offering 160, so I'm like, I'll counter below his valuation at 250. And you'll see what happens with that. So here we get another offer for Sam Slocum. He goes to Barnett. Barnett, we actually play in this episode today in the FA Cup. So I continue to simulate, and we get this back here from Grimsby Town, and they're saying that's too much. They only offer 160. And I'm like, you know what? I need to get rid of him. So I go ahead and accept. I did not want to. I wanted to get more money out of that guy because I just want to have as much money as possible to meet all my goals. And here, this guy over here, I let go as well. I'm really happy with all these guys leaving. I'm very happy with all these guys leaving. I go, well, after doing all that maintenance, I jump straight into the game with Yeovil Town. Yeovil Town is a good team in this league. A very good team. And we begin here with a free kick by Suk. And Suk does a little bit of, I always think I'm going to do a little shot, but then not a little shot, and you can see right there he missed, but I always think I'm going to do a little play, and I never end up doing that. I always want to take the shot, so I took it anyways. Here, Lawless on the ball. He basically gets away from Yalman. They go ahead and get this header right there, and Cooper does really well to keep it out. Yeovil once again on the ball. They over there. They are controlling proceedings. They were, in fact, a better team, at least until the 32nd minute. Here they send it over to Hedges. Hedges holds up really, really well. I try to get it, can't get it. Yalman's just terrible. And they take a shot right there. That was a pretty decent shot as well. Cooper once again clearing the ball, as I always do, to the left right there. And unfortunately that gets taken away. I usually try to think of that as a safe shot, and they hit the post right there. I was like, man, that was close. I couldn't get anything working for me this game. It's the 38th minute, and they are dominating. So Yalman here on the ball. Yalman is terrible, guys. He is not good enough. Sip right there was following up, and Amoson's trying to cover. He does, recovers right there, sends it to Harris. Harris gives it away. His passing is not great. He's a pretty decent player, but his passing is awful. Right here, Duadar recovers the ball, sends it out to Sip. Sip gives it away, and right here, they have another opportunity. Yeovil just was doing really good work. Anderson and Sip right there. Sip is fighting for the ball. He can't get it off of the Yeovil defender right there, and Yeovil once again on the ball. They're just really calm. This is pretty much where the first half is going to end. Just Yeovil controlling the ball. I try to get it back, get it over to Harris, and that's it, boys. That was very uneventful. Nothing happened. Yeovil right here, straight into the 52nd minute. They're controlling the ball again. They were just the better team. I can't say anything now. I can make as many excuses as I want. All I have is youth players, but this is what this series is about. They're underpowered. They're not fast. They're not good on the ball. Their dribbling is horrible. Whatever. And here, look at this right here. I hate conceding by headers. I absolutely hate conceding headers. And Zoko, of course, they look for the big guy in the box, and Cooper did terrible there. I mean, I was so disappointed. Over here, Cooper sends it out, and I'm trying to find something with Yalman. Can't find anything. Send it into Suk. Suk Anderson on the ball. He's hurt, but I didn't want to take him out just because Anderson feels like a presence in the middle of the field. Did not want to take him out. Harris trying to hold up play right there. Send it to Johannesson. Johannes back to Harris. Harris trying to cut in and do something. He tries to send it back to Johannesson. Johannesson back to Kren. Kren takes a shot, and that was really close. I felt like we were unlucky not to score there. It's the 70th minute. You know what time it is. I decided to go ahead and make some changes. And, of course, I decided to go ahead and take out my boy Suk, because Suk can only play up to 70 minutes. But after that, he dies. And I don't want him to just pass away on us one day. So, you know, I make my changes. I decided to go straight back into the match. And this match, or this episode, I actually didn't do too much messing around with formations or anything. And here they get another opportunity, and look at that. Like, are you freaking serious? That's on your near post, keeper. Like, dude, we have another keeper who was willing to take your spot. You better get your act together. That was pathetic. I mean, I don't know. Oh my God, you can't do anything with something like that. I mean, keepers sometimes have bad games, but you can't let a goal in like that. Anyways, that's where the game ends, boys. We lose 2-0. Extremely disappointed with the result. But I mean, as you saw the stats right there, they thoroughly deserved to win. Yeovil Town was the better team on the day, and they definitely deserved to win. Here, just looking at a little bit of mail, trying to decipher what I'm going to do. I go straight into training. Charlie Thomas, I'm trying to train him up as much as possible because there's some important games coming up and I'm going to need him to be in there. I just want to make sure his shooting is up to scratch. Martin gets a little bit of training as well. Strachan gets a little bit of training as well. And this time I train, actually no, I trained Cooper. I thought I was going to train McNeil. But McNeil has potential unlike Cooper, so I decided to train Cooper. Cooper is progressing. I'm pretty happy with him. He's a 55 overall now, and I'm pretty happy. I know I just said that he did terrible that last game, but every keeper has a bad game, and I can't blame Cooper for everything that happens to us because he's definitely saved us a couple times. And I'm trying this whole press conference thing. It's not something that I've ever done, but I decided to go ahead and play a little bit with it, see if I can get it to work for me. I don't know. I feel like momentum is in this game and I can influence it one way or another. But anyways, making some changes here. Harris is a little bit tired. Decided to throw Martin into the team. I throw in Toshe for Johannesson. And I also think I throw in Olsen for Anderson. No, I actually don't. I don't know why I thought that I did. Anyways, let's move on with the game against Carlisle United. Carlisle United, it's a team that I don't like playing against. I feel like every time I play against them, they're just monsters. You know, they're just good. And I don't I don't know, maybe I just haven't figured out the game. Maybe I just refuse to abuse the game mechanics, and I think I do. But I just want to try and play as best as I can against them. And anyways, here we're on the ball. Martin on the ball. Tries to get it over to Toshev, and Toshev powers it into the back of the net. And when that happened, I was like, whew, I am so glad I decided to put him into the lineup. I mean, that was a beautiful little run right there. And Martin had the vision to just thread it through, and Toshev just powers it. Very happy with the man right there. Doing good work for us. Ever since we got him, he's been one of our regulars. And he's finally getting enough experience that he's starting to score goals, and I'm really happy for that. Here in the 45th minute, Carlisle United on the ball. They're trying to do something with it. They get this shot right there, really close. Cooper doing Cooper things. This game he was actually on point, unlike the last game. And here they get this opportunity, and look at that. Like, you can't do anything against something like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like when the AI wants to score, the AI will score. And that was one of those, like, and once again, I mean, I feel like Cooper could have saved that one as well. I know I was just praising him about what he just did, and it's almost like a seesaw with me and Cooper, but for the most part, he's just a really good keeper, and I can't really be all that mad at him because he got a good save that could have caused a goal. And this one, I don't know, it's one of those headers that are really hard to, I feel are really hard to save. Anyways, right here, we start. Martin on the ball. Sends it over to Kren. Kren looks inside. and he gets it over to Toshev. Toshev takes a shot. He's got confidence because of his goal right there, and it goes wide. But Strackham on the ball right here tries to send it out to the wing, and Carlisle United get it back. So right here we have Carlisle United trying to create something. They can't. Toshev once again on the ball, intercept, sends it over to Martin. Martin's looking for something. Martin trying to find. He can't find anything. Sends it over to Toshev. Toshev holds up, sends it over to S7, and S7 gets taken in the box. Boys, Sip once again creating something for us. Amos on the ball. I'm like, get the heck out of here. Sip is taking it. S7, because you know Kryn always misses these. S7 comes up. He takes it in. What a magnificent little penalty from our boy S7. Our boy Sip just puts it into the back of the net. Very happy with his performance today. He's just a great little player. He is, I think, hands down the best player we have. Him and Kryn are up there. But I decided to go in and make some changes. So Sip, once again, he's tired, of course. Shaw, because of this, gets a lot of playing time. So he's probably happy that he's getting the playing time that he's getting, even though he's only like mid-40s overall. I think he's like 44 or 45 overall. Here, it's a corner. We go ahead and clear. Carlisle United get it back. They get a shot right there. Goes wide, but only just narrowly. And right here, Carlisle United on the ball again in the 90th minute. And boys, that is where it ends. I was so happy with that 2-1 victory. Kryn is happy. The team is happy. We are all happy except for Carlisle United. Of course, they're not too happy about losing to us. But Sip, once again, if I would have to name a man of the match, it would have to be our boy Sip, Mr. S7 himself. And basically that's how it ends. Toshev's a goal and Sip a goal. Alice gets also a goal for Carlisle United in the 45th minute. And at this point, I'm starting to think, okay, so we lose the first game, we win the second game. That's positive, right? Not so much. I want to win as much as I can because I want to get myself back into those, playoff positions. I think right now we're somewhere in like between 12th and 10th place in the table, which is not good enough in my opinion. But here I'm doing a little bit of maintenance, training, of course. Thomas once again gets more shooting training. I want to make sure his shooting is up to scratch. After that, I'm probably going to train him up with dribbling and then a little bit of passing. But I want to make sure his shooting's up to scratch because when we got this guy, his shooting was like in the high 30s, which is awful. Now I think he's in the low 40s. I'm not low 40s, but high 40s, low 50s. I decided to train Carlisle as well. His valuation's going down. I have no reason, no idea why. And I also trained Cooper. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the one where Cooper actually goes up to 56 overall. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Suk doing very well in that training session as well. We go ahead and we start simulating for that game against Barnet in the FA Cup. Boys, the FA Cup, this is the one cup that we want to try and progress as much as we possibly can. And here, I'm looking at my team, and I'm like, all right, let me give McNeil a run out. So Cooper is doing well. Fairly okay, I guess. But I did say that I was going to try to get McNeil some game time, and he's going to get the cup games, and FA Cup's the only cup we got going on, so that's what he's going to play. I don't know why I decided to go ahead and go with the away kits. I could have just made them wear their away kit, and I wear the orange kit, but whatever, I don't know. But here we are, and Blackpool begins the game. We begin the game, and right here we're on the ball. Send it over to Sip. Sip is trying to hold up play, trying to find something. Suk is in the middle. Suk sends it to Toshev. Toshev once again holds up, sends it out to Suk. Suk over to Kryn. Kryn is looking for something. He sends it over to Sip, and once again Kryn on the ball and takes a shot. Very good shot right there. I felt like that was a very good run of play for us. And as you can tell, we're already in the 45th minute. What does this mean? Nothing happened. This game was boring. Oh my God. I was trying to distract myself. I think I was watching a replay of the Premier League games. Just trying to distract myself because this game was really boring. They only had the one save. And boys, I jumped straight to the 90th minute. Nothing happened. This game, oh my God. I mean, I know they're saying there was 4 shots and 2 shots on target, but they were weak. They were terrible shots. I mean, they were terrible. One of them was like a couple of them were P-rollers to the keepers, and the keepers, all they did was pick up. I mean, literally McNeil got 0 experience from that. I probably could have put, Kren in goal and nothing would have happened. That's how terrible they were. Now, we did pretty much dominate possession that game, though. But that's pretty much it, boys. And this is where I'm going to end it. You guys have a good one. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, subscribe, and peace, boys.